So let's talk about a term that you've probably been hearing everywhere lately, AI agents. But what does it actually mean? And why is everyone saying this is the next huge shift in technology and, well, how we all work? Let's dive in. I want to start with a number, 78 million. Now, this isn't just some random statistic. According to the World Economic Forum, this number represents a massive, massive change that's coming to the job market. And it's coming fast.
So where does that 78 million come from? Well, if you break it down, the World Economic Forum is predicting this huge shakeup. They figure that, yeah, about 92 million jobs will probably be displaced by AI. But, and this is the important part, a staggering 170 million new ones are expected to be created. You do the math, that's a net gain of 78 million jobs, all thanks to AI.
Okay, but that brings up a huge puzzle, right? If there's this tidal wave of new AI jobs headed our way, how is it that right now, 2/3 of employers are basically screaming that they can't find people with the right skills? We've got this massive demand, but the supply of talent just isn't there. What is going on?
To get to the bottom of this, you've got to understand that AI isn't just one thing. The real answer and the real opportunity is hidden in this evolution across 3 different levels of AI. Once you see the progression, it all starts to make sense.
All right, let's start at level 1, the thinker. This is the one you know, the one you've probably played around with. We're talking about the large language model, the LLM.
So what is an LLM? Think of it like a giant, super intelligent brain that's basically read the entire internet. Its job is pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You give it some text, a prompt, and it gives you text back, like ChatGPT. It's a phenomenal thinker, a master of language.
But ask it something really simple, something that connects to your life, like, hey, when's my next meeting? And you immediately hit its biggest weakness. It just can't do it. It's stuck in its own head, totally cut off from your world, your data. It can only think. It can't do anything.
And that big limitation is exactly what pushes us to the next level. Level 2, the follower. This is where we try to give that thinking brain some hands by connecting it to the real world with something called an AI workflow.
So, a workflow is basically just a set of instructions, a script that a person writes. For example, we connect the LLM to Google Calendar. Now, when you ask about your meeting, the AI has a simple one-track mind. It follows one predefined path. Check the calendar, find the meeting, tell the user. It's not just thinking anymore, it's following a command.
And that works great for super simple tasks. But what happens when you throw it even a small curveball? You ask your follow-up question. Okay, great, but did the client actually email to confirm they're coming?
And thud. It just fails. Completely. The workflow is rigid, it's brittle, it only knows the one single path we carved out for it, check calendar. It has absolutely no idea how to check your email because that wasn't in the script. It's a follower, sure, but it's definitely not a problem solver.
And that failure, right there, is the whole reason we need to talk about level 3. This is the real game changer. This is the massive leap forward. This is the AI agent, the doer.
This right here. This is the key idea that explains the entire jump. To go from a simple workflow to a powerful agent, you have to take the human out of the driver's seat and put the AI's brain in charge of making the decisions.
So here's the fundamental difference. You give a workflow a script. It's like an actor just reading lines, step by step. But you give an agent a goal. It's more like an improv actor. It has an objective, and it has to figure out for itself the best way to get there.
So how on earth does it do that? Well, it uses something called the REACT framework. You can think of this as the agent's internal thought process. It's running in this constant loop. First, it reasons. It thinks, okay, to achieve my goal, what's the next logical step I should take? And then it takes action. It actually uses one of its tools to execute that step. Then it looks at the result, reasons again, and takes the next action, and so on, just like a person would. So let's quickly break down what an agent is made of. It's got 5 key parts. First, the brain. That's the LLM doing all the reasoning. Then, the instructions. That's the high-level goal you give it. It has memory, so it can remember your conversation. It has access to your specific knowledge, your documents, your data, and crucially, it has a toolbox of tools, real-world apps like Gmail, Calendar, or Stripe that it can use to actually get stuff done. Which brings us right back to that jobs puzzle from the beginning. See, this tech doesn't just replace people, it creates a whole new job description for us. Forget the old titles. Welcome to your new role, the AI manager. Welcome to the age of directing.
There's a quote that just nails this perfectly.
It says we are not witnessing the disappearance of intellectual work. No. What we're witnessing is the death of the operational intellectual, the person whose job was to just perform the same intellectual tasks over and over again.
Think about it. The era of us having to manually do every single one of those operational tasks, the tedious research, the copy-pasting, the follow-up emails, that's coming to a close.
And in its place, the era of directing is here. Our new job, our high-value skill, is to be the strategist. We set the goals, we equip these agents with the right tools and knowledge, and then we supervise them as they go out and execute for us.
Look, this isn't some far-off science fiction anymore. This is here, right now. We've just seen how this technology has evolved from a simple thinker into a fully autonomous doer. So the real question isn't if this is happening. The only question left is, now that you understand what an AI agent really is, what are you going to direct yours to do first?